Welcome to the Foghorn Station podcast, where I tell stories that transport you to the land of Illuminati and its mythical island of Foghorn Station. These stories are an introduction to this world and gently told to soothe your nervous system and to help you relax. Over this first season, we will explore some of its magical secret spots that will open up a place that you can always call upon for a moment of calm. On today's story, we are going to explore the rooms of the Foghorn Station Lighthouse. You will visit the Lighthouse Library, look at the books and the maps inside. You will enjoy putting the books away and filing the library cards. As a large storm approaches, you will cozy up and fall asleep listening to the radio broadcast of the Foghorn Station Shipping news. Let us begin. These stories are designed to relax your nervous system, so it is not advised to listen to them when you are driving. I invite you to get comfortable sitting in a chair or laying down somewhere comfortable. I am going to guide you through a breathing exercise to help balance and calm your nervous system. When you are settled somewhere, I invite you to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Take a moment to notice your heart beating under your hand and the quality of the rhythm that it is sharing with you. Let's take 3 breaths together to start our calming process. Let your body get settled into your spot and make sure that you are completely comfortable. Let's take a deep breath in together, in through the nose, and gently release out through the mouth. And being aware of the hand on your belly, gently rising and falling with your breathing. And again, taking a deep breath in through the nose, and very slowly and gently release it out through the mouth. And the feeling of the hand on your belly going down. And again, taking a deep breath in through the nose and gently release through the mouth very slowly. There you go. taking a moment to feel your heartbeat through your hand and noticing that the rhythm has changed. If your hands feel comfortable where they are, then leave them there for this story. Or now would be a good time to resettle them to another place. I am now going to guide you through a process to relax some of the muscles in the body that hold the most amount of tension. When these muscles release, you will feel a tremendous calm. And so I now invite you to pay some attention to your jaw. The complex muscles of the jaw tends to hold a great amount of stress and tension. With your lips closed, consider opening your mouth just a little and relax your jaw. Just relax. Let it release that tension. That's right. Let it all go. Relax the muscles of the lips, the tongue, and the muscles of the mouth. Feel them letting go of the tension stored there. All the things that you did not say but wanted to are being released from the muscles of the mouth and the face. Releasing the muscles of the eyes and forehead. Just let them all melt and soften. And now, turning your attention to your neck. Just send a wave of relaxation from the top of your head down through all the muscles of your face and into your neck, releasing those muscles. That's right. Just relax. See if you can feel the muscles that go from behind the ears and down into your shoulders. So much tension is stored here. Just imagine it releasing by sending a wave of deep relaxation over the top of your head and down your neck and into the muscles of your shoulders. And release. Your head, face, and neck are all beautifully relaxed, and all of that tension is melting away and leaving your body to rest. And again, sending a wave of relaxation from your head all the way down your body to the tip of your toes and relax. That's right. Just relax. Your muscles are melting into the surface behind you, and all the stress from the day is letting you go. You are so relaxed and peaceful now. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and very slowly release through the mouth. Good. Now that we have relaxed your body, let us begin our story so that you can soothe your busy mind and calm your nervous system. Yesterday was a foggy and rainy day on Foghorn Station Island, so you spent the day exploring the lighthouse. You climbed up to the lamp house and enjoyed the ambience from the sound of the light turning. You then found the lighthouse kitchen where you made a fire and fell asleep in a large, cozy kitchen chair. Today, you have woken to another foggy and rainy day on the island. It is the perfect day for more exploring of the lighthouse. You are feeling so well rested and at ease here. Your days are a gentle unfolding of doing exactly what you want when you want to. You eat and sleep when your body requests it. And you have not felt this relaxed in years. The island feels like home, and all the stories that it holds are emerging to greet you like old friends. Your life and work feel very far away, and you are getting in touch with yourself again. Your creativity is starting to connect with you again, and you feel hope that you can spark some of the spirit for making things that you had not that long ago, before life became busy. It seems that the island is guiding you and encouraging you to find all those parts of you that you are still searching for, or that you lost and are now inviting back into your life. It seems that they are waiting for the perfect questions to fully realize themselves. Perhaps the questions will come to you today. Until then, you feel a knowing that everything is going to be all right. You are safe here on Foghorn Station Island. You are still in the cozy kitchen in the lighthouse, looking out of the window high above the ocean. The rain is still falling, and there is a dense fog on the water. Colors are whites into grays, into dark blues. You see the occasional seagull fly by. There is a stillness, a sleepiness to this day. You make a cup of your favorite tea with the kettle on your stove. The mug is large, and you wrap your hands around it. You tend to the last embers from last night's fire and put the fire guard around the hearth for safety. Leaving the kitchen, you stand on the landing in the center of the lighthouse. Above you is the hatch that takes you to the lamp house. To your right is one other doorway. The sign on it says, Library and Stranger Room. Another sign underneath it says, Please wear library slippers provided. Looking down, you see a beautiful pair of slippers with exquisitely embroidered snails on them. You have read that there are a huge family of snails here that have magical properties to them, but they only come out at night. Perhaps one night you will want to stay awake and do some night exploring. You take your shoes off, leaving them outside the door, and slip on the library slippers. Oh, they are incredibly comfortable, soft and warm, and they fit you just right. Your feet feel so very, very comfortable and cozy in these slippers, and this expands to making your whole body feel as snug and cozy as your feet. You open the door to the library stranger room, and stepping inside, you find yourself in a beautiful half-circle room. The carpet is very thick, and you sink down into it and feel instantly calm, safe, and at home here. There are 2 windows that are on either side of the room. One looks out onto the Foghorn building below and the ocean, and the other looks out at the station house and the treehouse forest beyond. Through the fog, you can see the lanterns from the tree houses glowing in the distance. Looking at those glowing lamps brings you a feeling of joy that you cannot quite put your finger on what it is called. Comfort, joy, delight, a combination perhaps of all of them. You wish that you could experience both places at once. Between the 2 windows in this library room are bookshelves filled to overflowing from floor to ceiling with books, maps, and various documents crammed between them. Underneath the oceanside window is a window seat with large cushions and golden pillows on it. In the center of the room is a large round table with ornate carvings of starfish and snails on the 3 legs that emerge from the center of it. The top of the table has a couple of very large books and a map spread out on top of it. It seems that someone was here doing some deep research into something. There is a wooden partition wall that runs down the center of the room, and within it is a pull-out bed for guests to stay in. This must be why it is called the stranger rooms, for guests to stay in, to conduct their research in, to be left alone. What kind of people visit to do research, you wonder? What kind of research are they doing? Next to the pull-down bed is a small wash basin. This is the most delightful place that you can imagine spending a lot of time in, exploring the books and maps, taking naps perhaps in the window seat, and gazing out at the ocean. You have already decided that this is where you will sleep tonight. The rain is still steadily coming down, and the fog is laying thick on the ocean. You can hear the foghorn below, and the occasional seagull chatter as it preens itself on the rocks below, and the rain is falling on the window. A deep sense of calm washes over you, a sense that you are in the right place, that life is unfolding just as it is needed to. and providing you with the experiences that deepen the relationship that you are building with yourself. You take a moment to look at the items on the library table. It is a large, round table with a green felt top. There are a stack of books, some rolled up maps, and a stack of little cards with a note next to it that says, "Please file cards so that the books do not get lost." You pick up the stack of cards and slowly flip through them, reading the titles of the books as you go. Titles like Lightkeepers of Foghorn Station Island, A History. The Starfish Chronicles. How to Make a Listening Device. Sound Waves Underwater. Sound Vibrations and the Brain. The Song Interpretations of Foghorn Station Snail Populations. How to Observe Well. Foghorn Station, A History. Looking at the stack of books next to the cards, you see that they are the same books. There is a plaque in brass on the table that says, "Return books to the correct location so that they do not get lost." This feels like a wonderful activity for this rainy day. You look around the room for the card filing system. You see a wooden cabinet by the door with lots of drawers with brass curved pulls. You walk over in the deep blue carpet, feeling your feet sink in with each step. You get to the cabinet and pull a drawer open to look inside. And there are rows upon rows of index cards with book titles on them. You enjoy the way the drawer sounds as you open it. Something very soothing about that sound. You place the stack of cards on top of the cabinet and, taking the first one, set about finding its right location in the drawers based on the numbers and letters on it. You move your hands over the index cards and find the right spot and put the card in its place. You file the next card, reading the title of the next card. You move your hands over the cards until you find the right home. Picking up the next card, you move your hands, flipping over the indexes until you find the right spot for this card. And slowly, very slowly, you make your way through each index card, getting into rhythm of finding the place that it belongs and putting them neatly away. You pat your hands over the cards and make sure they are all even and neat inside. Now that you have completed filing the index cards, you walk back to the table and picking up the first book, Lightkeepers of Foghorn Station Island, A History, you start to look for the book's location based on the number on the spine on the book. You walk up to the first bookcase and look at the first book. It is quite a few digits away from its spot, so you walk to the next bookcase and see that you are getting closer to its number home. Running your hand on the spines of the books, you enjoy feeling the sensation of each book. Some have a glossy cover and some have a leather spine or a fabric one. All the different textiles. It sounds like music to you. And you ponder about all the information in the books in this room, and you wish that you could simply just absorb it all, that all the information contained here would just magically enter your brain. What treasures, revelations, and wonders are in these books? Do they reveal more about Foghorn Station Island? Who has been doing research in here? So many questions to ponder, and you enjoy the questions and the way that they unfold in your brain, leading to the next question and the next. You enjoy imagining the various answers that could be. You feel a knowing that all of these answers will be revealed to you at just the right time. You find the spot for the book in your hand and put it snugly between its two book neighbors. This feels entirely very satisfying. You wonder how many people have read that book and how they felt about it. You think about the people that will find the book in the future and discover some bit of information in it, perhaps changing their life or the way that they view the world. And here, this book will be ready to be found in the right place because you put it there. You walk back to the stack of books on the table and pick up the next book. I'm going to let you keep putting away these books, pausing perhaps to look through their pages, flipping to find the pictures in them, and then walking to the bookcase, carefully finding the right place for them to be found in the future and putting them away. Slowly and surely, the pile of books gets smaller and smaller as you pace around this room, finding their book homes and enjoying the sounds of the island. Now that all the books are neatly put away in the right homes, you turn your attention to the pile of maps that sit on the table. There are several of them rolled up. You pick up the largest roll and start to unfurl it. On the table are 4 bronze paperweights in the shape of snails. You place the snails on the corners of the map to flatten it out. The title of this map is Foghorn Station Island and Common Found Areas. This beautifully ornate map is created on thick paper and painted with watercolors an ink pen. The sides are marked with numbers, and the grid draws down upon it gives coordinated numbers. In the center of the map is the island of Foghorn Station, and you get to look at some of the spots that you have already visited. The treehouse forest, the mossy lawn, the greenhouse, and the far beach. Now you can see some of the other spots that you would like to go and explore. They are marked on the map and say things like the radio building, the Foghorn building, and there are some other names here that don't seem to be hovering next to anything, but you would love to investigate where they might lead. They say things like snail song spot, special observation place. The island of Foghorn Station is shown in motion on the map. The rest of the map has land masses and other islands that you did not know existed. Over the last few days, the island has been moving closer to land, and you are wondering if it is an island painted on the map called No Name Island. It is shaped like a large horseshoe, and the central water mass within it is called Midnight Cove. The beaches all around the island are painted with white gold paint, and the island itself is marked with forests and mountains and lakes. You are wondering if this is all a dream, and one that you have already had. You remember this place, and arriving at night to a beautiful bay surrounded by forests. Is this a memory or a deep yearning for this chance for adventure and exploration? You make the decision that if the island moves closer, you will sail to it. It feels very much like you are meant to go there. Perhaps there will be some of the answers that you are seeking to the questions that you are not yet sure of. Your grandfather told you of an island that he used to go to when he was young. All of his friends would fill small sailing boats and sail to a cove at night. When they arrived, they would watch films projected onto a giant screen in the sheltered cove. The projection booth was a boat that traveled around holding screenings for residents of various island communities. His friends would bring blankets and pillows, and they would float on their boats watching films in the moonlight evening. The light from the projector would beam from the boat across the bay to the screen that was sitting on a large barge. He said it was one of his most fondest memories of his youth. He loved absorbing these moving stories whilst surrounded by nature. He would talk about the cove and the island animals, especially the bats that would fly above their heads, swooping in and out of the light, catching bugs. He could hear their clicking sounds of their radar as background to the film. There they were, protecting them from getting bitten by insects all night long. They would stay there watching films until there were no more films to be shown. His favorite films were ones where there was travel, walking across landscapes that he had not experienced. He adored films that had music from instruments that he had never heard of before. He just adored films and the way that they would transport him to other places. And when the films were over, he would watch the sun rising above the cove from his rowboat, surrounded by his friends and his community. These were some of his most treasured memories and stories to share. Could this land coming into view be the same place that he told you about? Tomorrow, you will go to the top of the lighthouse with your telescope to see what you can see and make a plan to sail as soon as the fog clears and the winds are favorable. All of this has made you deliciously and wonderfully sleepy, and you decide to choose a book and get nestled somewhere. It still looks like a very rainy day outside this lighthouse, and you don't think that you will go back to the station house tonight. Yes, this will be a good spot to nest for the evening. The sky is growing darker, and the lights are starting to come on over the island. The treehouse forest lanterns are glowing spots in the fog, and you stand there at the window watching the lights slowly coming on, one by one, illuminating the pathways, the forest, and the edges of the island. Next to you on the bookcase is an old radio. You wonder if there are any stories that you can listen to help you go to sleep. You turn on the radio with a satisfying click and hear a voice coming in, reading the weather forecast. The voice says, "And now, here is the shipping forecast for the Foghorn Station Island and surrounding areas for the next 24 hours. Foghorn Station Island at most recent coordinates as broadcast through the Eagle Channel. Wind southeast 1 to 2. Sea state calm, rain later, and squally showers. Visibility moderate or good, occasionally poor later. East to Midnight Cove, an island of no name, east, southeast, or northeast, 2 to 3. Showers moderate or good. Drizzle, turning to rain later, good. Moderate, visibility moderate, or good. Almanati Coast, west, 4 to 5. Sea state rough to very rough. Heavy rain, growing calm later. Visibility poor to very poor. Lifting later to fair. You have two options for nesting. You could choose the window seat between the bookcases under the window, or you can pull down the Murphy bed in the wooden wall. You make your choice and get all cozy with your book on lighthouses. You look out the window into the fog that floats across the ocean. The waves are gentle, and you can feel the slight movement of the island as it sails along its path. Just a gentle to and fro, rocking you. The seagulls are settling in on the rocks for the night below. The island snails are starting to emerge for a night of foraging. The starfish are starting their night feeding on the bottom of the tank. You can feel all of this activity in the air, and it relaxes you. All is just right. All is just so. All is well. The rain is falling gently on the window. You feel so incredibly at peace and safe here, just as relaxed as you can be. All of your muscles are relaxed and melting into the surface behind you. This is pure contentment, you think, as you start drifting into dream spaces of different colors. Taking a deep breath in, you slowly release it as you start to drift off to slumber and the messages that sleep will bring to you about your path ahead. You are thinking about the way the light moves around the room of the lamp house. You are remembering the shell that you could hear the ocean from on the beach. You catch glimpses of the fish floating by the window in the observation room. The sound of the ocean lulling you. The rain patter on the windows. You feel so relaxed. The muscles of your body are relaxing into the bed. You are at utter peace here. Rest now and sleep. Sweet dreams of Foghorn Station Island to you. Sweet traveler.